There is a massive problem in the world, and it's the number one thing that is stopping you from getting you what you want. Do you know what that is? We blindly trust people who we just can't trust anymore. And this has been shown time and time again. There is so many different people out there with different hidden agendas, sometimes not so hidden, that is affecting the decisions that we make on a daily basis. So when I put this up here, and I'd like you to finish this sentence right now. Your eyes and ears will what? Give me 1 second. Your eyes and ears will deceive you. Your eyes and ears might think that someone has a white coat on, or that they've studied, they have all these certifications. So you blindly accept what they're going to tell you. However, they're just human, right? They don't really know what's going on in your body. Or maybe they're perceived authority figures like the government or people in important companies, important decision makers, or the media, celebrities. All of these people have hidden agendas based on money, based on the people who are controlling them, based on all of these different factors. So if we take their opinions or their rules at face value, we're not actually thinking about, does this feel right? Because that is the secret, right? Your eyes and ears will deceive you, but do you know what never will? And it's your feelings. It's really what I'm getting at on this channel now is when it comes to the law of attraction, when it comes to creating your own reality, when it comes to manifesting the things that you want in your life, the most important part is the feeling. So anytime that you feel like something is off, then it probably is, and you need to get yourself back into alignment in order to start creating the things that you want in your life. And there's been no better time than in 2020 to understand what that off feeling feels like. There's so much misinformation out there right now. There's so many hidden agendas happening right now that it's actually crazy that there are still people putting their heads in the sand and blindly believing all of these authority figures that just have no idea what's going on. There's a huge level of incompetence right now all around the world in all of these particular areas. And if you're buying into that, you're limiting yourself unbelievably. The most successful people that I know in my life right now are always controlling how they feel. So the most important things that they're doing on a daily basis is doing all of the things that help them build up this. How they can be more discerning about the things that they're seeing and how they actually feel, because they're never the same thing, or they're rarely the same thing. It's discernment that is actually one of the most important skills that you can have today in order to create your own reality, to manifest the things that you want, and to have a more happy and fulfilling life. Because if you always buy into this, and I'm not saying these guys are always wrong, but a lot of the time they are, because there's an agenda. If you're always buying into this, then you're going to be stuck in fear. When you're stuck in fear, it's a very low vibrational place to be. It's a place where scientifically your body is in a state of like trying to hold on so tightly, and you can't make decisions. It's that fight or flight state, right? So when you're in that fight or flight, pretty much the only things you can do is fight or run, and that's not a really great place to be living your life. So what are the things that are affecting how discerning we are? Things like TV. I turned off the TV at least 8 years ago. I've probably watched maybe a couple of hours of TV during that time, which is usually just when I'm visiting my parents. They're like literally glued to the TV. Turning off your TV is going to make a massive difference. Have you ever noticed how they put on the news, which creates a whole bunch of fear, and you feel like you should be anxious, and then in the TV commercials they try and sell you anxiety pills and things like that. Like the news and the TV, they're just the only purpose of putting those programs on there to program your mind is to sell advertising, right? So that they can get the big time advertisers to sell their products because of the fear that they're creating. The other things are your upbringing. So, your upbringing will have an effect on how you feel, on the decisions you make, on your discernment, what type of level that is. But the good news is this: no matter what upbringing you've had, you can always change it. Because I had, one of the most closed-minded upbringings that anyone could ever have. We didn't have a lot of money. My parents were always complaining about money. They were always complaining about everything, at least my dad was, and he still is to this day, by the way. So your upbringing can affect your patterns and the way that you think and the way that you see the world. However, it's not a death sentence, right? The best thing about your mind is that you're in control of it. So you can change it at any point in time. And I'm going to get to ways how you can change that in just a second. Your environment. So who are the people you're hanging out with? There's this phrase that gets thrown around time and time again. And I quote who I don't know actually who said it the first time, but you become the product of the 5 closest people around you. And that's so true. If you're hanging out with people who are always complaining all the time, who always think they're victims, who are broke, then you're probably going to end up like that as well. So get around people who are much more happy, who are enjoying their life, who also love to be out there in the world. And then the patterns that you run can constantly based on all those different factors. So that is basically what is happening right now. So coming back to this, the most important way is how you feel. How do you do that? When you wake up in the morning, be excited for the day. Have maybe an affirmation that you read. Do some meditation. Meditation gets rid of all resistance so that you can actually start to come from a place of neutrality and start to build some positive momentum. I have a book where I write down all of the positive things in my life, all the things that I love, all of the people who I'm grateful for. Gratitude journals, they're also really great. Also, if you want to go even further, going into things like energy healing, sound healings, things like ayahuasca and mushrooms and iboga and all of those plant medicines. Detoxing and fasting are massive. One of the best methods it's written in the Bible, right? So from back in time is fasting. So people like Socrates, Plato, all of these philosophers fasted for 40 days and 40 nights to purify their minds so they can make better mental decisions. So I'd encourage you to work on your feelings every single day. The better you feel, the better decisions you can continue to make. And that's really the name of the game, because if you feel right, then you can make your own decisions, you can have your own discernment and understand what's right for you, because what's right for you might not be right for everybody else. So thanks for watching. This is what I'm talking about now on this channel. And these things are by far the things that have affected my life the most. And I want to share that with you as well, so that you can start to attract the things that you want into your life much faster and have a much more enjoyable life. So hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.